radio.
Is it live? Is it live?
From the original Walk-Ons, Burbank at Nicholson. Walk-Ons week continues here, championship week in college basketball. Welcome to Thursday edition of Live at Lunch. I'm Charles Hanniger, Jimmy Ott, Jordan Kitchens back in the studio. Colucci, Kenny White, Matt Humans all with us from Las Vegas today. And we got
Charlie.
big card.
Charlie. Push aside, Mickey Loomis talk in the offseason. Push aside LSU basketball. You don't belong in a day like today. That sorry old project. Turn up my headphones just slightly, Charlie. It's about 11 o'clock. There you go. Yeah. But the best day in college basketball. Why? Well, tomorrow you don't have as many games because the games that have the Saturday finals, well, they don't play the AM shift. They play the PM. You know, they only have 2 games instead of 4 in that day. A lot of the weaker teams are not participating today. And a lot of the weaker conferences are not participating today. Well, how's this compare to next week? Well, next week is March Madness, Charlie. I mean, that's great. It's a national holiday, right? It's 16
Two
games.
of them, actually.
It's 16 games. And you got 16 more on Friday. And that's a great day, too. And then it's what today, you know how many you got, Charlie? You got 16. What is 16 plus 16 plus 8 plus 8, Charlie? That's 48.
Okay, that sounds
we
like
got
a lot.
just as many games today in one day than we do, all next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday combined. Exactly 48. We got action, Charlie.
We do.
No more. Oh, my gosh. The Saints bet $2 million over the salary cap today. Huh? No more. Man, Mac McMahon, we doubling his NIL budget next week. I sound like Condon a little bit right now. I mean,
a little bit,
yeah. But, I mean, poor Southern. Damn. Come on, man. 15-3. You had a chance to make a little noise. You had a chance to compete. This was a better team. You know, it lost a double-digit lead and then lose to overtime to Grambling. They could have done something, but, this is it's just an awesome day. It's just 10 a.m. 10 a.m. to probably 11 p.m. start times today.
Yeah, 11 p.m. start times. I fell asleep last night on the.
Did you see Davis, Cal Poly?
No, I didn't even make it to the end of Oklahoma and Georgia. I'm sorry to say. I watched as much as I could. I kind of drifted off.
Pop. Otterlocks 4-1 yesterday, so that was good. That was a good day yesterday, and some of the early ones. South Carolina stormed back. How about the coaching job by John Calipari? That's why. John L. Wait, what is he? He tried to miss it up 3, and I was just
he banked it in.
And he banked it in, but like, what is he doing? I was just telling someone here at Walk-Ons, I'm like, he's so smart. This is a guy. It's Florida Atlantic. He's just so smart. He's getting more touches, more shots since Bland has been out. They're a better team. This is part of it. He wasn't. I mean, he's 83% free throw shooter, makes good decisions, just doesn't. And what did he do? I can't believe, John L. I was in shock. I hit a middle with the bank. I would have not hit the middle had he missed it. So something's going right in my life, Charlie. I'm living right. But what Calipari coached him to do it. He coached him to do it. Now, is there a little bit of a chance that Calipari's taking the bullet for John L.? But he sure sold it like, no. I mean, that's
They were kind of laughing about it almost on the sideline.
When you get away with it, you sweep it under the rug, that's fine. But no, let's not be result-oriented here. That is incompetent.
I'm with you. I was more upset with up 6. They missed the front end of free throw. You come back, you give up the uncontested layup, 8 seconds to go. Fine, it's 4 points. All you got to do is inbound the ball and get fouled, make one out of 2 shots for Arkansas to cover, which I bought the half a point and I ended up pushing. But
it pays, huh?
Yes, it does. To blow a 17-point lead, forget about all that. Your favorite. You can't get the ball in bounds.
Oh, Charlie.
You can't get the ball in bounds. And so what happens instead of inbound the ball, get fouled? I mean, Billis is going crazy. And you turn it over, and you actually it would have taken a miracle for South Carolina to actually win the game, but you can't get the ball in bounds. And so you turn it over, you give up another bucket, and any chance to cover goes out the window. And look, a stranger situation. I know there's only 8 seconds to go in the game. You could have lost because you can't get the ball in bounds. That's something you've been harping on for about a month with various teams.
It's an epidemic. There was
yesterday.
3 or 4 games yesterday where late in the game because they couldn't get the ball in bounds. They turned it over.
Yeah.
I mean, there were about 4 games where they turned the ball over trying to get the inbounds in. It used to be automatic. You set a play, you set a little pick, and you not only do that, you set a pick in a play for your best free throw shooter.
Yeah.
You're putting it in his hands. And, okay, if they double him, well, then you got a secondary, your second best free throw shooter.
Sure.
And so you go that. But nobody runs play. They just try and run open. And you watch them. They're kind of indecisive on where they're going. There's all kinds of things you can do, but about 10% of the teams run plays to get the ball inbounds. Charlie, it's like a 50-50 proposition where they're going to get the ball in.
Yeah.
When they're just throwing it around like that.
I don't get it. I know you don't want to talk about LSU, and I don't either, but I gotta say this one thing, okay? And McMahon's coming back. We've covered all that ground. We've trampled over it. I'd have one question for him at this point as you're looking forward to this, and that is, last night you had very little effort. You had very little basketball IQ. You got blown out, and it was an ugly game. This is what I would ask, okay? Robert Miller, okay, one of the players that shows some promise on this team that is certainly not oozing talent, okay? Robert Miller has had what I would call an uneven freshman season, not uncommon for freshman bigs. But in the last month, this is Robert Miller, okay? He scored 16 points against Arkansas on 13 shots. The next 2 games, he gets 7 shots total, okay? Now, they won those 2 games. God bless. Then they go to Florida, okay? Florida comes here, and you get beat by double digits. The kid scores 19 points on 6 out of 8 shooting. The next 2 games, he takes 2 shots combined in 32 minutes. Then they go to Kentucky. He scores 15 points and 7 out of 11 shooting. The next game against Texas A&M, he takes 1 shot. Last night, he ends up scoring 14 points out of 6 out of 7 shooting. In 9 games, 4 games, he's got double-digit points. He's shooting in those games about 70% from the floor, 68 point something, okay? In the other 4 games, he took 10 shots combined. Please explain that to me. Please explain how one of the few players you got on this team that's got SEC. Yes, thank you. Okay, I don't want to talk about you can't get the ball in bounds with them because it's ridiculous. Or the last play of the first half where Damian Collins looked like he had never received the ball in the lane in his life, passed up the pass, passed up the shot, then tried to make a shot pass and forget it. But you got to explain to me how one of the few players we've seen Miller. Okay, he's 6'10". He's got some athleticism. He was highly recruited. Okay, he's a top 100 guy, and he's showing you in the back half of his freshman season that he's actually got some ability, that there's some future for him. And in half of the games in the month of February and into March, you don't even get him the ball. 4 games, 10 shots for a guy that's shooting 68% in the other one. Forget it, man. It's just I'm done talking about LSU basketball. But I had to bring that up because Miller is the one where it's hey, let's build around this guy.
That's and listen, your point is well taken, and it's valid and it's accurate, but it's one of a gazillion things we can nitpick.
Yeah.
One of the things we see all the time is the broadcast team at one point says, LSU's shooting about 16% from 3-point range, and they can't wait. The first look they get. We're not a good 3-point shooter, and we want to play a style that your roster just doesn't have.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing that's puzzled me a little bit. But when we talk about the big picture, you just finished 3-16. All right. And people don't want to, I'm not going to sit here and criticize the recruiting, criticize this or whatever, or every damn game. All right, I get you. But I thought I'd do it, and I hadn't done it for 35 years of doing this show. Okay, but this was more than let's break down the game. Let's break down the matchup. This was a crap sandwich coming right down Main Street if you couldn't see it. In a chance where 13 are in. 14 of 16 get in. And so it's down to them at South Carolina. Charlie, Mississippi State tied their biggest win in the history of the SEC tournament yesterday.
29.
They finished with an exclamation point. You know how many blowouts there are? Yeah. Okay. Well, you say Villanova was blowing out Seton Hall right now. Seton Hall scrambled back and actually, missed a layup at the end to cover and lost by 12. Nobody's losing by 30. So and how did South Carolina finish? Did they finish better? Did they finish better?
They almost.
No. Did they win 3 or 4 games?
Yeah, I think that's right.
3 or 4. Did they finish tied with LSU?
No. They finished 1 game behind them. They were 2 and.
Oh, they 2.
They
Okay.
were 2 and 16 in the league.
Okay.
They won 2 of their last 6 games.
But more competitive in other games. But whatever. That's it. How many teams you want to go through that LSU has more Final Fours than? That's that's data. That's just everybody but Florida and Kentucky. Texas A&M,
Yeah.
Arkansas, maybe. Arkansas probably had a few. Arkansas probably got, but more than 3. I don't know. Yeah, they at least 3. They had at least 3. Missouri, no. Georgia, no. Tennessee, no. Auburn, no. Alabama, no. Vanderbilt, no. Oklahoma, no. It's just so. Okay, another thing. Well, who's got celebrated players like who's got Pistol Pete, Shaq, Bob Pettit, Chris Jackson? Ain't many like them.
No,
huh?
no. You put LSU's all-time first 5 out.
You're last.
Yeah.
You're last out of 16.
Over the last 3 years, you're last by. I didn't redo the math today. I did this a couple of weeks ago.
Conference record.
Conference record, about 4 or 5 games behind. I think it was
with 4 or 5 games to spare.
Behind. I didn't count Oklahoma and Texas because they weren't in the league, but behind 14th. In front of behind 13th. You were 4 games behind Georgia. It was out of the 14 teams that have been in the league all 3 years. Okay, I'll give you another one. LSU over the course of these 3 years now, 14 and 35 in regular season play. That goes to 15 and 38 if you count the 4 tournament games. They actually won one in one of the years. That's the same record, almost identical to, after 3 years, Ben Johnson. Who's Ben Johnson? Well, up until about 1 o'clock this morning, he was the head coach at Minnesota. In his first 3 years, identical record to McMahon, but within a half a game. All right. So they brought him back for a 4th year, and what did they do? They went 7 and 13 in the league and 15 and 17 overall, and they fired him before he got on the airplane last night to lead the Big Ten tournament. That's what you're heading towards, likely. Okay. Because and I didn't even see. I'm watching the game last night because I'm a masochist, I guess. I don't know, but I'm watching Chris Jans just all up in everybody. They're up 25, and he's coaching his ass off. And I'm watching. And look, they don't show McMahon very much because there's not much to show. But I watch this guy just kind of pace up and down the sidelines. I watch him go to the side. It's almost like I know he cares. But
sometimes we can overread into the body language.
That may be me reaching for something because I just don't see that fire. I don't see any of that stuff. And listen, if he'd have been chewing ass down 30 points, it wouldn't have mattered any outcome of last night's game. But man, I need a reason to believe, and I just don't see much of it other than, well, we're going to give him a bunch more money. Okay, I watched Rutgers. Okay, a bunch of money does not necessarily equate into it. I watched Rutgers last night with 2 lottery picks finish their season, okay? Not just lottery picks. These guys are likely to go 2 and 3 in the draft behind Cooper Flagg, okay? And if not 2 and 3, they're going in not just the lottery, the upper half of the lottery. You got 2 lottery picks on a college basketball team, and you finish with a losing record. Overall, not just conference, a losing record. So it doesn't necessarily equate to, we'll go buy him a whole bunch of time where he can't miss. You can miss. Even if you got a bunch of money, and he hasn't had a bunch of money. And
Arkansas, for the most part, has been a disappointment. I want to say they have the biggest budget in the SEC, player budget. Now they were roster building very late in the game, so it's kind of two-way.
Calipari took some people with him from Kentucky.
Yeah, but when did he get the job?
Oh, April, right?
Very late in the game. But
Yeah.
they gave him a lot of money. We know Arkansas, one of their resources. They've always had some money, and they're going to put some behind. And so how much does McMahon get a pass? And it's like it's not going to change no matter who you bring in here as long as you're near the bottom of the league. as far as NIL. And now they've made the announcement they're going to try and get at least to the middle of the pack. That is but how much is on the coach too? No, part of your deal is you got to go and reach out to these boosters and to some of these people, these potential people that can give you money.
Yeah, I want to be fair with the guy because I like everybody said, oh, he's a good guy, and he is. Okay, I've watched him coach the guys he's got now. Okay, forget about talent level. I understand how far below that is, and that's on him to a large extent. But that's why I brought up Miller. Miller's one of the guys. This is an SEC player. This is an SEC starter, I believe, next year, and a guy that at 6'10" with some athletic ability can be something. I mean, I don't know that this guy doesn't have all SEC potential in 2 years, but I don't see when you go from him shooting 65% from the floor to not shooting at all. I mean, come on, that's not who you freeing up shots for if you're not trying to get this guy.
Charlie, their shot selection is atrocious.
Yes, it's
been that's way.
That's what I'm saying.
Way
the guys
before Miller.
I realize they can't make the shots, but you're not coaching these guys.
Charlie, that's what I'm talking about. They have no shot selection when and they don't have the roster where they can not be smart without shot selection. That's something they have to do.
Yeah.
They're trying. You can't jack up the look, kind of so look from three when and not even trying to work for a higher quality shot when you got a talent deficiency to begin with. You have to take care of all the little things, and they don't. So that's just one part of the shot selection. And yes, nice guy. Now, everybody says McMahon's a nice guy. You know what? Forget the damn chumminess with McAfee on game day. Okay, Nick Saban's one of the worst people around. Okay, one of the most disrespectful, complete jackass. Okay, you want him? Yeah, I'll take him.
Yeah, if Dan Hurley was over here, I wouldn't buy him a beer here at Walk-Ons, but I'll let him coach my team.
Sister Jean, she nice lady?
Very nice lady.
I don't want her or coaching my football team.
Very nice lady.
On my basketball team. I want her on the sideline. Good luck.
Come watch the
Walk-Ons week, Charlie.
Come to Walk-Ons. Watch some basketball.
Georgia Tech with a 13-8 lead. It's a big dog there, 20-something points. I can't make the lines big enough for the Dukies. Yes, indeed. Duquesne in the Atlantic 10:30 start there. They're off to a lead, catching a couple of points there, and we're just a half an hour, about 15 minutes away. BYU and Iowa State, good game there. Iowa State rolled yesterday. BYU is one of the hottest teams in all of college basketball. And then we've got a little SEC action. Who we got on at noon, Charlie?
South Carolina and Arkansas.
South Carolina going, Charlie.
Arkansas and what do they have? Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, a little bit of a favorite there. Live at lunch, live at Walk-Ons, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Take a swing around the parish to one of Breck's 5 golf courses. 2 championship courses, Santa Maria and Beaver Creek, and 3 courses for the more casual golfers. The popular 18-hole Webb Park and 2 9-hole courses, City Park and the newly renovated J.S. Clark. Breck's courses are designed to challenge every level of golfer from beginner to pro. So come and get into the swing of things. Book your tee time online or find a course near you at golf.breck.org. That's golf.breck.org.
The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Gross Ted, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to the Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Gross Ted exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
Your old or broken phone can let you down when you need it most. Perfect. But at Verizon, trade in any old phone from our top brands and get the most for it, up to $2,000 in value for an amazing new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence and a new line on My Plan, and iPad and Apple Watch Series 10. That's like a 3-for-1. And you can get it on any plan. At Verizon, trade in your old phone for a brand new iPhone 16 Pro, iPad, and Apple Watch. The other guys won't give you that. Visit Verizon.com today. Additional terms apply. Service plan required for Apple Watch and iPad. Up to $2,000 value based on iPhone, iPad, and Apple Watch.
When it comes to great deals on tax prep, Jackson Hewitt isn't holding back. And neither is this commercial. Their offer is so big, it has to be said with Reverb. Expert tax prep for $149 or less. It's a deal so spectacular, it needs a symphony. Some explosions. And a clock ticking, because this offer $149 or less ends soon. One expert tax prep for $149 or less. Try Jackson Hewitt today and save. Whew. Limited time offer for new clients on Federal Returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Tis the saving of the green at High Neighbor. Lean and meaty baby back pork ribs, $1.99 a pound. Irish eyes are smiling with fresh U.S. farm-raised catfish fillets, $5.99 a pound. Jumbo snow crab leg clusters, $9.99 a pound. Community premium coffee, buy one 12-ounce bag and get one free. Plus hot boiled crawfish every Friday and Saturday. At High Neighbor, our customers tell it like it is.
High Neighbors always have the best prices on their meat, and the customer service is great.
High Neighbor, now open at 6 a.m.
Spring into savings at Shawbills Tire and Auto Service. For the month of March, get up to $150 back when you buy a set of 4 select Toyo tires. Plus, get free installation, a $118 value when you use your Shawbills credit card. Visit ShawbillsTire.com to shop Toyo tires and for complete offer details. Shawbills, we keep you rolling. Offer valid March 1st through the 31st. Void where prohibited, subject to credit approval.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow's Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soup, salad, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow's Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales.
Darren James and Associates, powered by LPT Realty, commit to excellent service unlike any other. Darren and his team save buyers as much money as possible. If you're ready to buy or sell your home, call Darren James or visit agent225.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Turnaround services, specialty welding, Action Industries, innovation in action.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from the original Walk-Ons on Burbank on 1045 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
And we return here at the Walk-Ons by Campus. Remember, the show's available on demand. LouisianaSports.net, 1045ESPN.com. Handycast up for LSU baseball. They get ready for conference play tomorrow night. That is on YouTube. The bubble teams yesterday decided to go against all 4 of them. That resulted in a 1-3. Only Iowa, who I think knocked Ohio State out of the tournament yesterday. I know that there's some things that could happen that could probably get them in, but I think Ohio State got knocked out. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Their NETs in the 30s, which helped. That's why they're given serious consideration. That's a very strong NET, and we know that that's a metric that they will use. Got to win a couple of non-conference wins, including Kentucky.
Yep.
Away from home. I believe it's away from home at Purdue. They stole that one. That was a midweek game earlier this year. They have some good wins, but 2 games over 500 overall. Now, as good as the SEC is this year, the Big Ten is by far the second strongest conference. It's not even close. So they were projected to get 10, but I can't, losing 7 of 11, Charlie. No, I got the Buckeyes out here. You got to take care of Iowa. Iowa playing a little bit better. They smashed Nebraska on Sunday afternoon at Lincoln, which is not tough, not easy to do.
Maybe the last stand for Fran McCaffrey at Iowa. Yeah, Ohio State's got 6 Q1 wins. That game against Kentucky was at a neutral site. They've also got road wins at Purdue. Penn State and USC don't seem like good wins, but those are both Q1 wins. That's what they're banking on. Lenardi's got them as the second team, the first team out right now, a second team out, Ohio State. Oklahoma, with the win in the late game last night, has put themselves. Lenardi's got them in the last 4 buys now, so they've got a little bit of slack to work with right now, even though they only won 6 games. Texas a little bit less. They won yesterday against Vandy. Lenardi's got them as the first team out of the tournament right now. So some more work to do for Texas.
You think?
Well, that's what Lenardi said.
You think? But that's not the Bible,
It's not. It's not.
But they could be in right now. But
depends on what some of these other bubble teams do. Like Indiana is playing right now. They're on the bubble.
No. Ohio State losing helped the SEC teams yesterday.
It did.
Before the last week of the regular season, you had 10 teams in, 2 teams out, and then you had 4 bubble teams: Georgia, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. Charlie, what's their record? The first round of the tournament and last. It is 9-3. The 3 losses are against each other.
All of these teams have rallied. You're right.
Yeah. So there was 7-1 in the last week of the regular season, and then they all won yesterday. Arkansas won, Oklahoma won, Texas won. Well, Georgia lost because Oklahoma beat them.
Right.
I'm sorry, it's
right.
2. It's 9-2.
And Georgia had a little bit more cushion than those
100%.
other
I mean,
three
when you
teams.
win Florida, you win on the road against Texas.
Yeah.
You win on the road against South Carolina, which is not – they won comfortably. And then they beat Vandy, another tournament team, by double digits. They win those 4 games by combined 41 points, the last 4 games. They had the cushion. They finally fell out their tree. And it wasn't until like the 8-minute mark in the second half, when they had a 4-point lead when Oklahoma went zone, where they just went completely dry, and Oklahoma wins it going away. Oklahoma press conference after with media availability with the SEC network, Poser. It was like a celebration. We're in. I keep that in mind. They think they're in. I think they're in. But it was a complete exhale. We look for exhale spots.
Yeah.
They got a road game today against Big Blue Nation.
That's right.
Yes, tonight, rather.
Kentucky makes the SEC tournament their own. The other bubble team I went against yesterday was North Carolina. They win big against Notre Dame. They're the last team in, according to Lenardi right now. So North Carolina, Indiana, we're talking about basketball blue bloods, both on the right side of the bubble right now, according to Lenardi, but very, very close. Texas with a chance to help their case today. Ohio State going to have to hope. Might need a little help. We'll see. Their NET settles in at 40 as we begin play.
Where's Cal San Diego's NET?
Cal San Diego. You're gonna have to give me a second here.
40.
I'm looking. Cal San Diego 35. 35.
Oh,
35.
So with a loss, so it'll drop into the 40s.
Yeah.
North Carolina 1-11, quad 1.
I think they got a
1-10.
Yeah, 1-10. Yeah,
1-10. Texas like 6-12. I mean, if you compare those two, I mean, they created this quad system because to try and remove as much subjectivity opinion as possible.
6-9 in quad 1 for Texas.
6-9.
6-9.
You sure?
That's what it says right here.
Okay, 6-9, 40%. I thought it was like 6-12.
Let's see.
I thought it was 33% winning percentage, not 40.
They're 6-9. The loss. Okay. I'm looking at some of the games that might have just fallen out of there.
Even more so. I mean, if he comes in, you're on the committee. I mean, if it's that close,
right?
That's not close. That Q1 record.
No, they've got 4 games that are on that borderline that are now Q2.
Okay.
Q1 games: Georgia, Arkansas, UConn, Oklahoma. All of those were recently Q1 and not right now.
And North Carolina. What's their NET? The 2 NETs between Texas and North Carolina.
Texas is in at
like 41.
40 exactly, and North Carolina moved to 36. They went up 4 spots.
So North Carolina's got a little edge there. Not much, but it's hard to keep teams with an NET in the 30s out that are close.
Right, and they got a pretty competitive game with Wake Forest today for North Carolina. Their records are identical in league play. North Carolina's a 5.5 point.
Did they split home and home? I believe. I know Wake Forest beat them in Winston-Salem.
Yeah, North Carolina against Wake Forest lost, and they only played them once.
Oh, they only played once. Okay,
only played them once.
Well, they got a million teams. Yeah, they can't play everybody twice.
Right. Yeah. So they only played them once.
Don't forget our friends at Legacy Title. Chad Reynolds and Legacy Title for all of your real estate closings. 296-0060. Full service title company servicing all of South Louisiana. Our great team over at Legacy Title. Ashley Bonham Donald, Mariana Broussard Haynes, Adrian Reese Galata, Michael Platt, Natalie and Bradford Smith, and of course Chad Reynolds. Buying, building, refinancing. Nobody chooses but you. Chad Reynolds and Legacy Title. 296-0060. Justin Thomas is off to a good start. +6. Wow, Max.
Tricky course.
Stayed off of him this week.
Tricky course over there today. And Georgia Tech up 11 on Duke early on.
Yeah, I think these conference tournaments are a little bit different.
Yeah.
Who wants it? Who doesn't?
Duke's got a 1 seed locked up. We'll take a break live at lunch here from the original Walk-Ons. Walk-Ons Week 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Doe's Eat Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Doe's Eat Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
Power outages are unpredictable. Stay ready with a Generac home standby generator from Boudreaux's Electrical Services. Trusted in South Louisiana, we provide expert installation and service. Call 225-300-9389 or visit boudreauxelectrical.com.
The Zurich Classic has it all. Craft cocktails, great food, live music, and world-class golf. It's fun, exciting, and only $45. Bring the kids. They get in free. Meet you at the Zurich. For tickets, go to ZurichGolfClassic.com.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and OCBrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance. And Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. See your Super Chevy dealers today.
The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Louisiana Lanyap on Perkins and Bluebonnet. Winner of the most 225 Best of Awards. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee, and Phil's Oyster Bar since 1950 on Government Street and now in the South Downs Shopping Center.
Attention veterans in Baton Rouge. Operation Homefront's Transitional Homes for Veterans program is offering rent-free homes right here in our area, plus financial counseling to help you build savings and secure your future. If you've served honorably and are within 1 to 3 years of discharge, don't miss this opportunity. Apply now at OperationHomefront.org. That's OperationHomefront.org, and take the next step toward home ownership. And thank you for your service.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Injuries don't wait for office hours. Neither does Brock. Our after-hours clinic is open nights and weekends, 7 days a week for breaks, sprains, and strains. Walk in anytime. Learn more at brortho.com. brortho.com.
Jake and James of Trash Rangers. Do you need one more reason to switch your residential trash pickup? How about $13.95 a month for the first few months? Go to trashrangers.com and the switch today.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
It's time. It's now Colucci time. Dwayne Colucci is back to give his best picks on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
It's time. Charlie. It's Colucci time.
You really should get a job in voice work, man, because you could do the intros, man.
Well, only today.
Just today.
Only today. And then, back when I had a wife, she would say, "Oh, what is going on? You are fidgeting. You are tossing and turning. Is it March Madness?" I said, "Yes, indeed. I can't sleep. This is a great day." Colucci, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, boys. Definitely a great day out here in Las Vegas. A little windy and rainy, but still it ain't keeping the crowd away here at the Rampart for, conference tournament week, which is huge. It it just leads into everything that starts next Thursday, which is just going to be off the hook here. Amazing crowd. You know how it is. It's just second to the Super Bowl, and it's going to be crazy.
Colucci, this is the biggest day of conference tournament week, and, you kind of eliminated some of the weaker teams, some of the weaker conferences, and now you have here. I was worried about the turnout today, even though you've got 48 games on the schedule today. That is Thursday through Sunday combined for March Madness, 16, 16, 8, and 8. So exactly the same amount. But I was worried about your handle a little bit now that LSU, big public team like that, has been eliminated. You think that how much is that going to affect your handle today?
I don't think it's going to affect it much, gentlemen. Unfortunately, taking their lumps in LSU from a basketball perspective. And, the women actually, for the few years there that Angel Reese was there, actually outshone the men's program. Which, you don't want that to happen.
All right. So the question number 2 is the big handle today because the Saints have been so active in the offseason that you're getting a lot of future action on the New Orleans Saints.
Oh, yeah, they've been active just like the Cowboys. I mean, we got these teams that are just, they're just going above and beyond. Them, the Giants, you got a lot of teams that are active here that are just sitting, with thumb firmly entrenched. So we're going to see how that plays out. Definitely football's always king. And we could always talk about it now, boys, but I'll tell you, I don't know.
Funny, you bring up,
they're perplexing.
You bring up a good point because we put out the list this week. The incompetent NFL organizations: Jets, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Jacksonville, Raiders, Dallas, Bears, Cardinals, Falcons, Carolina, and Saints. Do we include the Giants? Do we include them now?
I would definitely have to say so. I mean, after last year, just a complete debacle. And it was on the center stage. I mean, it was in front of the public when you have that, Hard Knock series that just shows you the incompetence in the front office. They went back and forth. They ended up with Jones, turned their back on Saquon, and Saquon's got a title. So it was total disarray. I mean, I think Dable is still looking for win. I don't know if he's that good of a coach to where you could win with a limited, roster from a talent perspective. I mean, they have the kid from LSU, but how happy is he? That's another whole thing. So we're going to see how this plays out for the New York Giants. But when you see Debo going to San Francisco, to Washington, and he made a couple of, nice moves up there in Washington in the offseason already that have outshone Dallas and the Giants. So, Washington is looking to improve. We know Philly is right there. That's a very, very difficult division. And if you don't, make some acquisitions or get a quarterback in there that could really lead you down the field into the promised land, yes, you have to classify the Giants with the Cowboys right now in somewhat, I don't even know if you call it rebuild, like in New Orleans. You're locked into contracts and you have your hands tied, basically.
9 years since Tom Coughlin left the Giants, 9 seasons, 7 losing seasons, 2 winning seasons. They are combined 41 games under 500.
Yeah, they're in that group now. That's fair.
One playoff win in the 9 years.
But the visibility of that Hard Knocks thing would shine. Shane, whatever. So, and they rolled them back, and the owner saying, "All right, but I love Saquon, and I just don't want to see him go to a division rival and just gotta have any type of success." So, there we go. Well, he didn't have too much success, huh?
When you're dealing with a division rival, that's what makes it the worst.
Yeah.
The Maras have been among the best owners for a long time.
Yes.
Right now they're in the mother of all slumps.
But they're more respected. But how can you roll those guys back again, Charlie?
I'm with you.
I'm with you. All right. Hey, let me ask you something. So at the Rampart in the South Point, and boy, I had somebody talk about they went to Michael's for the first time in the South Point. They said, man, it is legit. The Italian, famed Italian restaurant in the South Point. I want to ask you, college basketball. So you guys you don't adjust your like no minus 115, minus 120, minus 05. It's minus 110 both ways. You just when you move it a half a point. Do you guys allow to buy a half a point, even from a half point spread to a whole number for 10 cents?
Yeah. Yes, Jimmy, but not on parlays. You could buy
Okay.
half, but you can't buy them on parlays.
Okay.
That's the house rule at the Rampart South Point. You could always buy a half. Depending on what number it is, the juice will vary. But yes, you can buy halves there at the Rampart South Point.
Fewer and fewer sports books are allowing it now. The mobile sites that we deal with, and because we, can have multiple accounts, we kind of number it. So it's rare now on the mobile sites. And and things change. The juice on teasers over time has changed. One of the things I want to ask you, since you've been doing it, when did it change? How long ago? Since, because 3 is such a hot number, 3 or 7. When was that just 10 cents juice in football, Dwayne? I know it's more now. Everybody, it's considerably more. But do you remember how far ago that was when it was still 10 cents?
You mean on a buy? You mean buy
Yes.
and a half?
Yes.
Up to 120?
Yeah, but
actually for years, even when I was working with the legendary Sid Diamond and Eric St. Clair, sometimes we wouldn't even let you buy off of 3 or 7, because
Okay.
the numbers were so key. But yeah, the juice is much higher on 3 or 7. But I would say 110s were around up until maybe about 4 years ago, 5 years ago. You still had a few places that would float around where it was only 110, to up to 120, a 10-cent move when you're buying a half a point. So, I'm from the old school. We really wouldn't let you buy off the 3 or 7. That was one of the standard rules back in the old days. But,
Okay.
Some properties let you do it. And Sid Diamond was, he ran Little Caesars in a couple of places like that. That's real old school. He'd let you do basically whatever you want. And, I actually remember in the interims when Mr. Vaccaro was actually a customer of ours here at the Rampart, when he was, bouncing between jobs. And, we'd let him round robin the parlay cards, do whatever you want, just because, we know Jimmy was on the level and he wasn't trying anything. But, a lot of places, they wouldn't let you buy off the 3 or 7. 10-cent juice, I would say that went away 4 or 5 years ago. Once you started to get these big corporations, booking, whether it's FanDuel, DraftKings, Caesars, William Hill, the competition level got so fierce that, with bonuses and cash buy-in bonuses that, Las Vegas now has to compete with these corporations, but we still have the brick and mortar philosophy, and we're still giving you the free parking. We've got the beautiful hotels. We have the casinos. Everything is reasonably priced. My property still has the drink tickets. So the local places just, we give away more to the public for less for you to put up. And the deals at the Rampart South Point. I mean, come Sweet 16, we'll probably be rolling out the minus 105 big promotion again. And just think of what we give to the public, only charging 105 on the Super Bowl and Sweet 16 to the final game, guys. I mean, that's just fabulous. And that's over-the-counter only, unfortunately, not on the mobile app. But that's how we get you through the door, and we get you coming back for more and more and more with this fabulous deal.
Not that John Shire needed any more of a hint or knocked over to maybe be careful playing his star players today. Role player Malik Brown. Now, he's down the line, averaging about 3 points and 4 rebounds a game, but he was assisted off the court with a shoulder injury, a real bad shoulder injury. So this 26-17 lead. Cooper Flagg is in the game, just made a couple of plays, actually a 5-0 run, but Duke right now to cut it from 26-12 to 26-17 with just over 3 minutes to go in the first half. But I just the emphasis on these tournaments for teams like Duke and Auburn and Florida and Houston, it's got to be questionable.
Duke averaging 93 points a game in this win streak. This 8-game win streak has scored 17 points in 17 minutes.
Any significant action that's caught your attention on the games today for college basketball, Dwayne?
Yeah, we're taking in the A-10. We're taking a lot of action on St. Louis. We got them currently at 4.5 against Davidson. That's been one of the focal games that I've seen. North Carolina is very popular, -6, across the market as well. Also, we're getting some good two-way action, on the Iowa State BYU game. A little high on Iowa State. That's about ready to tip off. That's getting real close. And, I'm looking New Mexico, -16 in the Mountain West. They're definitely one of the top dogs. And the Mountain West takes a lot of action because of the UNLV affiliation.
Right.
Rebels are +8. We're not seeing much in the way of UNLV. +8 today against Utah State. I mean, they really stumbled down the stretch. If you're, been watching UNLV, they haven't been one of them teams that you would say could burst the bubble. So they're going to have their hands full against Utah State. I think that's a very difficult matchup for the Rebels. But those are a few of the games that I've noticed that we're taking some focal action.
Let me ask you,
on
Dwayne,
in these games today.
BYU's up 5 minutes into the game, up 14-10 over Iowa State. You said y'all took Iowa State action?
Yeah, we were
Okay.
high on Iowa State just a bit there.
Okay.
Ticket count was real close, but still Iowa State -2.5.
Anything of note with Ole Miss and Arkansas, which you're about to tip in 15 minutes?
No, we're getting some good two-way action on
Okay.
that game, Jimmy, as well.
Okay.
Out of the SEC games, Kentucky has been taking very nice action. Their ticket count is about 5-1 in favor of Kentucky -6.5. So that's one of the SEC matchups that we're taking some good action. Texas as well, even though the ticket count is favoring Texas A&M, the money is high on Texas. So that's a rare occurrence where most of the general public is betting on A&M, but you have the sharps that are taking Texas and the 5.5 in that game.
Very interesting. Max, so the podcast is dropped on Sports Better. What's that? Soon. Okay, so we got picks on Texas A&M. We got six of them that are on the card today. You like anything?
I'm a St. John's guy, I tell you. But like you said, when you're dealing with these conference tournaments, and you're so good and you have such a sterling record like St. John's, and you're possibly going to get a 1 or 2 seed, why are you going to risk injury here? Similar to the Duke situation, why Duke fell behind early. Some of the urgency sits with, the teams that need to make the tournament. I like Creighton's chances. I love them against DePaul today. 12.5, I would definitely lay that. I think Creighton is capable. They want to enhance their, championship aspirations. And I give Villanova a chance. I mean, Connecticut underachieved this whole season. I would take the 6.5 with Villanova. They've been very competitive. They're one of the teams that actually beat St. John's in Big East play. So keep that in mind, that their best game could beat St. John's, which I believe is far and above the best team in the Big East. So, definitely I would keep that in mind. On the ice tonight, looking at the Devils,
Okay.
They played pretty well the other night against Columbus. I'll take it even without Jack Hughes at home. I never like laying with Edmonton on the road, so I definitely think the Devils have an excellent chance. Remember, Columbus beat the Vegas Golden Knights 2-1 in Vegas, so this is sort of a revenge factor, but I was at the game the other night, guys, and the Kings had played a lot of games on the road, and they were winding down on their road trip, and they were still manhandling the Vegas Golden Knights. So take a flyer, take the plus with Columbus tonight. You get plus 170, 165. Why not? I mean, they definitely have an excellent chance. Vegas is not playing all that good. They're going to need Aiden Hill to step it up. He didn't look good the other night. Let's see how they play tonight, but I'll take Columbus with the big plus.
Our local book where we do shows, DraftKings outlet, the Queen has New Jersey plus 120 and Colorado Columbus plus 164 right now. So good, couple of dogs today from the Coluch, huh?
And you Johnny's up. Johnny's up 13 late the first half.
Oh, St. John's, baby, huh? Huh? Patino.
Bring the title to Queen.
Yes,
Could you imagine?
Oh yeah, Patino.
They got a shot.
But no, but he wouldn't. He just wouldn't make it at some of those more morality-driven basketball programs. So, we don't want to win. We don't want to win. Give me a little bit of buck on the way out, Kaluch. Come on. It's time. Give me them dogs barking. Let me hear them. Let me hear them dogs barking in Vegas, huh?
Definitely. Today we need some dogs. Woof, woof.
You're the best. Kaluch, follow Dwayne on Twitter at NYBookie. Dwayne, we love you, brother. We'll be talking to you right in the middle of March Madness next weekend. Can't wait. Good luck to you, Dwayne. Let's get some of those dogs in.
Sounds good. Good luck to everybody in Baton Rouge, and let's make some money on this tournament.
All right. Don't forget our friends at Relief Windows. At windows, doors, siding, and shutters. You heard about my firsthand experience with the windows, but How about the shutters too? Now offering interior louvered shutters, interior window shutters from Relief Windows offer superior quality and increased home insulation. Plus, our custom-made shutters are installed by our team, ensuring a beautiful product and easy process from start to finish. That's right. Double material, lasting beauty, improves home insulation, versatile, and built to order. For windows, doors, siding, or shutting, give Relief Windows a call. They're open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, 230-5652, 230-5652, and reliefwindows.com.
Live at the original Walk-Ons, live at lunch for Walk-Ons Week 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Need more space? Workbox LLC has the storage solutions you can count on. Whether you're a homeowner, commercial contractor, or industrial business, we have the space for you. Our secure, versatile storage units are ready to meet your needs. Contractors, keep your site organized and efficient. Store your materials with us and access them anytime you need. Businesses, industries of any size, Workbox LLC is your trusted partner for flexible, safe storage. Workbox 343-4886 and workboxllc.com.
Go local and go free with Go Free Checking from Neighbors Federal Credit Union. No monthly maintenance fees, no balance requirements, and no strings attached. Just the safety and security that comes with Baton Rouge's largest credit union. And with direct deposit set up through NFCU's Early Payday Program, you can get access to your funds up to 3 days early. Come by one of our 11 area branches or apply online at neighborsfcu.org. Go free with Go Free Checking from Neighbors Federal Credit Union. Insured by NCUA.
For nearly 50 years, Gulf Coast Office Products has been Louisiana's trusted leader in office technology, helping businesses in every industry streamline efficiency. As an official partner of the New Orleans Saints and Pelicans, we're committed to delivering top-tier service with flexible leasing options and customized invoicing. With over 100 dedicated employees, we have the expertise to keep your business running smoothly. Call for a free analysis at 225-756-2644. Gulf Coast Office Products, your workforce efficiency lifeline.
Luxury and capability, two concepts that come together in a powerful way in the new GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate. Discover premium craftsmanship with Yukon's Obsidian Rush full-grain leather, and take on the open road with the standard 6.2-liter V8 engine delivering 420 horsepower. With bold styling and advanced technology, Yukon is more than just a standout vehicle. It's a testament to what modern driving should be. We are professional grade. See your Bayou GMC dealer.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. All tournament long, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with the promo code RADIO100 to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700 in partnership with LeBares Lake Charles. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Maybe you've heard that word of mouth is the best advertising. At Guaranteed Media, we agree.
We have the biggest mouths in town.
4 local radio stations featuring influencers from Baton Rouge.
Local radio speaks to local people.
And our stations have the audience you need. Our marketing executives will help you fine-tune your message to reach potential customers more effectively. To learn more,
visit 1045ESPN.com and click connect. That's 1045ESPN.com and click connect.
Drive a European vehicle? Check out VexEuropean.com. This year, Vinny and his team are celebrating 10 years in business. That's a full decade worth of pairing you with a master-level technician for your make of vehicle. Again, that's V as in Vinny, VexEuropean.com.
Jake and James of Trash Rangers. How does $13.95 a month for residential trash pickup sound to you? Go to TrashRangers.com for all the info and make the switch today. That's TrashRangers.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Do business with someone you know. Parish Construction and Roofing.
Nashville.com.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from the original Walk-Ons on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
They're going to the break at the ACC tournament. And another scary moment for Duke is Cooper Flagg was limping, of all people. Duke did close on a little bit of a run to get the margin down to 5, but that's 2 players. The number one star plus another role player.
You flat out just sit him? I mean, if he's limping, he's sitting for me.
Absolutely. I mean, if he's
30?
any. I might have considered sitting him. Well, I guess you can if he's 100%, but
why not? Absolutely, you can.
Yeah, you can. You can.
Okay.
I definitely sit him now.
Nothing.
No, it doesn't. They're a number 1 seed no matter what. 5-point game at the half, Georgia Tech. St. John's up by 11 on Butler. Oregon up on Indiana by 8. And BYU with an 8-point lead over Iowa State. These are your early scores in conference tournament play. We're back with another hour here at Walk-Ons, the original, right next to campus, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I'm attorney Gordon McKernan. I want to let you know that we have a local office in Baton Rouge that is able to handle your case with care and attention. After being in an accident, the last thing you want to do is travel. Our local hometown attorneys are here to ensure you receive the highest quality legal service and help get you the compensation you deserve. Reach out to our team of local attorneys to handle your case. Call us at 225-888-8888.
Get going. Hey, get it done. Get going.
Results may vary. Please the text each case. Baton Rouge, LA 22-13-644.
Your old or broken phone can let you down when you need it most. Perfect. But at Verizon, trade in any old phone from our top brands and get the most for it, up to $2,000 in value for an amazing new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence and a new line on My Plan, and iPad and Apple Watch Series 10. That's like a 3-for-1. And you can get it on any plan. At Verizon, trade in your old phone for a brand new iPhone 16 Pro, iPad, and Apple Watch. The other guys won't give you that. Visit Verizon.com today. Additional terms apply. Service plan required for Apple Watch and iPad. Up to $2,000 value based on iPhone, iPad, and Apple Watch.
When it comes to great deals on tax prep, Jackson Hewitt isn't holding back, and neither is this commercial. Their offer is so big, it has to be said with Reverb, expert tax prep for $149 or less. It's a deal so spectacular, it needs a symphony, some explosions, and a clock ticking, because this offer $149 or less ends soon. One expert tax prep for $149 or less. Try Jackson Hewitt today and save. Whew. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Looking for the perfect van to take your business or adventure to the next level? Meet the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge. With class-leading versatility, advanced safety features, and legendary reliability, the Sprinter is built to work hard and keep you moving. Need cargo space? It's got it. Need passenger capacity? It's got that too. And with incredible fuel efficiency and Mercedes-Benz luxury, it's more than just a van. It's your ultimate partner on the road. Come see why businesses and adventurers alike trust the Sprinter. Visit Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge on Airline Highway in Baton Rouge, or check us out online at mbobr.com today.
Ducks Unlimited and Cabela's are making the spring gun bash and whiskey tasting bigger than ever. Now with 75 guns. That's right. This 75 gun raffle and whiskey tasting is Friday, March 21st at Cabela's in Gonzales. There's going to be a gun giveaway every 2 minutes. Door prizes, bonus drawings, live and silent auctions, kids activities, and more. Your admission includes a raffle entry, dinner, and drinks. Don't miss out. March 21st at Cabela's in Gonzales. Get your tickets now at dufrenzy.com.
Do you need to enhance your backyard patio or pool area? Got Lit Lights has you covered. Whether it's a wedding, private event, or a simple way to illuminate your landscape, we've got the expertise to bring your vision to life. Visit GotLitLights.com because everything looks better when it's lit.
The worst corridor for sex trafficking is New Orleans to Houston. Metanoia Manor is a safe house for trafficked girls. It helps with healing and provides education and life skills. Donate now at helpprotectthesegirls.com.
The new location of Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Wesley across from Mike Anderson's. Man, the place looks great. Lots of indoor and outdoor seating options with plenty of big TVs to watch all your favorite games. All of the traditional Mexican cuisine with a great happy hour, 2:30 to 6:30, 7 days a week. Plus $5 margaritas all day, all night on Wednesdays. Great spot to bring the baseball team in between games, just 5 minutes north of Traction and 5 minutes south of LSU. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, 1072 West Lee, near Nicholson.
You want a dry and cozy car, but your windshield leaks water and makes your car wet and smelly. That's why you need Advanced Windshield, the problem solvers in auto glass repair. We use quality parts and tools to ensure a perfect seal every time. Visit us at advancedwindshield.com.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from the original Walk-Ons on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Back here, the original Walk-Ons. If you're coming out for LSU baseball or LSU softball this weekend, SEC play starting for both. Come on by Walk-Ons. It's a real easy, just walk across the street for Alec Box, a little bit further to Tiger Park, but not bad. You come out for any one of those. If you're coming out for the LSU women's tournaments games, we'll get that schedule on Sunday. Always stop by the original Walk-Ons.
How about Dustin working the remote today, baby?
Hey, all the games are on. All the
Don't
games
forget Dustin, the crawfish balls, baby. This is the place, man. On the patio, you got the they could do it on-site, off-site, and Charlie, the baseball team at home this week or the next weekend?
I just said both the baseball and softball teams are here this weekend to open SEC play. So
who they got?
Missouri for SEC baseball and Kentucky for SEC softball.
All right, trying to get the TV straight for you. Humans, who we got? Action, baby. Who you on today?
Hey, Charlie, did you know the LSU baseball and softball teams are going to start playing?
SEC play, yeah, that's exactly right.
Can you hear him cackling in the background? He could give us some shade.
He was off mic getting his TV straight, Matt. So I give him a little bit of a pass.
Matt, how about today, though? 48 games, huh? Get rid of some of the weaker teams, weaker conferences. The only thing is that LSU's missing from this great day. But 48 games instead of tomorrow, some of the tournaments that are playing their finals on Saturday, they only play at night, not 2 sessions. So, man, this is the best day. And even the March Madness, you got 16, 8, and 8. So you got as many today as you got a whole opening week of March Madness.
Yeah, LSU is out, but Will Wade is still alive. Headed to the tournament next week. You know what? Let's get rid of these crappy teams like Duke. Right now down 31-26 without Cooper Flagg, and I made a bet on Clemson to win the ACC tournament at 7-1, and that's looking a little bit better. Of course, you got to get by Louisville, but I did not see the injury. I was driving from one book to another. Did you guys see it? Does Cooper Flagg do you think that's a serious ankle injury?
I saw him limp off. I didn't see the actual injury itself. Regardless, if it was me, he'd come out for the second half in street clothes on the bench. But I don't know what Shai is going to do with him, but I'd let him sit.
It doesn't look terrible, Matt, but I could tell you this. One of the role players, number 6, Malik Brown, he went off earlier with definitely looked like a serious shoulder injury. So, I mean, if you're coaching right there, you're wondering about how much you want to emphasize when you clearly set as a number 1 seed. And we're wondering about some of the SEC teams as well, like Auburn and Florida, that, man, it's got to hit you over the head. I mean, if Cooper Flagg, he kind of slipped as he got a rebound. Was that today? Yes, that looks more. Yeah. No. Him in a wheelchair and everything. That was. That's it. That's today.
That's him.
No, he's in a wheelchair.
I saw him walking off the floor. I didn't see the wheelchair until just now.
Oh no, they got him in a wheelchair. I would say he's not expected to return. If they return,
take
the video we just saw.
Put your street clothes on. We ain't even thinking about putting you back in the game.
Right. So, no, it does.
I remember. He could do the Paul Pierce. He could jump out of the wheelchair and win the game in the second half.
Have you listened to Paul Pierce talk lately? It's understandable, some of his theatrics. So, I mean, well, how about right now in game? I mean, do you plow in on Georgia Tech? I mean, this is a team that looked disinterested all first half, and now with one guy, 2 of your players seriously hurt, and of course your biggest in Flagg. I mean, let's see what it is right now. Is it off? It is plus 7.5 Georgia Tech right now, Matt.
Well, I got to think I would take the 7.5.
Yes.
Just because what you're talking about, Duke right now should just mail it in and get ready for the NCAA tournament. You don't care about being the number 1 overall seed at this point anyway. You don't deserve it. Auburn's got 16 quad one wins. You're probably going to be the number one seeds. These tournaments, and I heard Mick Cronin say it last week. John Calipari made a reference to it, and some other coaches have too. I think the selection committee pretty much has its field set for these conference tournaments. And the conference tournaments are mostly for revenue, for TV, for show. And there's some coaches who are not going to take them seriously. Right now, Duke should just start thinking about the NCAA tournament. Because how many ACC tournaments has Duke won in the past? Nobody cares. You don't hang banners in your arena for conference tournament titles. So I'm not going to say you're going to try to lose the game, but you sit out, keep a flag, and you don't worry about pressing to try to win the game, because next week and the rest of March is what matters the most. Based on what you said earlier about Florida and some of the other SEC teams, I did read a story last night where Florida coach Todd Golden and a bunch of players said they're going to Nashville to win this tournament. We really want to win this tournament. It means a lot. So I don't think Florida is going to let off the gas in the SEC.
You got to pay attention to some of that. How about Iowa State turns a 10-point deficit into a 6-point lead over that stretch? Wow. 6-10 mark in the first half. A 16-point run by Iowa State, 38-32 right now. Ole Miss out 7-0. I'm on them plus 7.5 and money line plus 310. So mail it in, Dukies. Come on, don't be stupid. But I didn't see flag. I'm sorry, Matt. With the video with the wheelchair. It was away from the court, but they put him in a wheelchair to take precaution.
They did close the half on a 9-2 run, so they were closing a little bit. Even without him, they're capable of winning the game, obviously. But
sure,
I wouldn't play him for.
Well, he was in foul trouble on Saturday in the North Carolina game, and taken out. Now he was put back in with his 2 fouls in the first half. It wasn't just like, okay, you got 2, you sit in the rest of the first half. But he picked up his 3rd early in the second half, so he was in and out of the game. So he was less of a factor, and certainly North Carolina was game with a lead in that one. How about that, Matt? If you had North Carolina pregame, huh? I mean,
I did.
To lose that. Oh, you did? Jeez.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I
didn't think North Carolina was in danger of losing the spread. I think the lowest in game was Duke 2.5 or so.
Yeah, I don't know. I was actually at the USC UCLA game watching the score on my phone. So I had North Carolina plus 10. It was not a big bet just because I didn't trust North Carolina. Who can?
Right.
But the way the game was going, I thought, well, it should be okay with plus 10. You can never allow yourself to think that. And, of course, the opposite happened. But, that's that Carolina team, too. They can make big runs and also allow big runs because they don't play great defense. But that's one question right now is North Carolina going to be a tournament team? Somebody asked me yesterday, and I said, I think so. It's going to be hard for the committee to keep out a big-name team like that. It's right on the bubble. I would bet on Carolina being a tournament team. We'll see. It's easier for a committee to put North Carolina in the tournament than it is to put in a team like Boise State, right?
Yeah. The net works out for them, Matt. At 36.
Quad one.
The quad one. They haven't beaten anybody of any real quality since before Christmas. They got one quad one win, and it was 4 days before Christmas. So it's the brand. The net works out, but the Q1 wins just ain't there.
So, Matt, you recognize the Black Hat Cowboy from Lake Charles, huh? Will Wade in again, huh?
Hey, you know what? UNLV is probably going to have a coaching opening soon. I know Will Wade's going to get a better job than UNLV, but somebody asked me yesterday, should UNLV go after Will Wade? I said, look, of course, go after him. You're not going to get him. He's going to get a bigger job. I don't know if it's going to be North Carolina State or what it's going to be. But, hey, look, it's a dirty game. It's been a dirty game for a long time. And a lot of people in the media, want to play like, act like that, some of these coaches are untouchable because they've committed these heinous crimes, supposedly. Like Rick Pitino, Chris Beard, and Will Wade. Hey, it's all about winning. That's what it's all about, is winning. And nothing that these coaches committed makes them bad guys. Look, we've got elected government officials doing the worst things every day of the week. But we hold college coaches and pro players and pro coaches to higher standards than we do elected government officials a lot of times. Will Wade deserves a big-time D1 job. The guy's proven himself to be a hell of a coach. Just like, look at Rick Pitino. When UNLV had an opening about 6 years ago, I wrote a story, that was 7 years ago, I think at the time. I said, UNLV's got to go after Pitino, and he was interested in the job. Well, you had people here in Vegas saying, oh, you can't touch him. He's taboo. You can't go after Pitino. Are you kidding me? UNLV hasn't been to the tournament since. So look what Rick Pitino's doing now. Look what Chris Beard's doing. I'm with you, Jimmy. I got a bet on Ole Miss minus 170. I didn't lay the points. I laid the money line in that game today. But Chris Beard's a guy who's a hell of a coach, and Ole Miss was smart to grab him, at a discount price, basically, when he was damaged goods after he left Texas. The bottom line is you got to win, and nothing that these guys have done has made them untouchable. Like I said, it's a dirty game, and the bottom line is winning. And guys like Will Wade and Chris Beard, Rick Pitino are some of the best in the game.
The scene in Lake Charles last night was unreal because the crowd is chanting after they're celebrating on the floor. One more year. So he goes to the press conference, and it's the first question, of course, that he gets. And I thought he was really candid. He said, listen, I promised the athletic director here that I would stay for 2 years. He said, I didn't even talk to anybody after last year. Take him at his word. Right. He says, now this year, he says, yeah, I'm focused on McNeese. He says, but, Monday or Tuesday, I may have to have a few conversations. So he's not hiding the fact that he went to McNeese to rehab his resume, his reputation, whatever. By the way, conference play, that's what we measure, right? What's his record in 2 years at McNeese? I don't care what conference you're in. You're in a conference. Conference play, what's his record in 42 games? 40-2.
I think it's 40-2.
40-2, counting the conference tournaments, which they've won both of them. 40-2 in any conference. I don't care what conference. I don't care what your resources are. If you're in a conference and you go 40-2, that's unbelievable.
At his age, bringing his third team to the tournament as well, Charlie. It was, he's being nice. But his AD said, we're going to give you some NIL budget here. We're going to give you some, okay? He hustle, and he also gets out and he has dinner with the booze. What I mean? So he does his part. He just sit in the office and hope it comes. But the AD said, listen, just do me this. If you leave after one, don't leave for another mid-major. Make it be a really strong offer. And that's what he did. He didn't get quite the offers that he was looking for. He had some. And they had some, even Alabama. If Oates was going back to Michigan, they had already made contact with him. But he said, just don't leave me after 1 year for a lateral or close to lateral move. And so they knew that they had him for 2 years max, going in. And so that's why there was some finality to it. He works, man. He gets out there and works it. There's no doubt about that. We got a great card today, Matt. Who you looking at today?
Yeah, well, I'm hoping. I'm looking at Indiana, hopefully making a comeback here. I bet Indiana plus 2.5 against Oregon. Hoosiers been a pretty poor first half team in many games in the last 2 months, and they fell behind at the half, 37-29.
37-35.
Down
6-0
yeah,
open
looks
our
like
second.
Down 2. Just looked at the scoreboard. So it's interesting because they have been a really bad first half team. They've made runs in the second half of a lot of these games, and this game's kind of following the same script. Indiana, Ole Miss early. I got San Diego State plus 2 against Boise. I'm looking at UConn, Kentucky, maybe a money line parlay, which I have not played yet. Arizona over Kansas. I do like Xavier today in the Big East tournament as well, and I got some other games on my list. But got a bunch of conference tournament futures. Tell me what you guys think of these. I got Clemson plus 700, UConn plus 450. Texas Tech plus 425, Purdue plus 700. Purdue gets a great draw in the bottom half of that bracket in the Big Ten. Florida plus 300, Colorado State plus 450, and UC San Diego minus 150 in the Big West.
I like all of them. I was wondering about Purdue a little bit, and I just don't think they're on a kind of a tough stretch right now to close the season, but I didn't check out the draw as much. So if you said they have a favorable draw, that would make sense as well. But no, all the other ones, I like Texas Tech.
That's the one I like the best.
I like Texas Tech. And look, if Duke is Of course, your Clemson bet just got better with Flag just going off the court. He's not in the game. Duke is off to a run. Of course, they'll win by 8. And beat my 7.5 in game after. But anyway,
Right.
But no, I like all those. In that, sometimes we can overemphasize sound bites. Actually, 90% of the time. But if the Florida coaches and players, they didn't win the regular season tournament, and they know they can.
Right.
They've beaten everybody in this league. And so, but I do think the win, lose, or draw, they win it all. They lose their first game. They're a 1 seed. To me,
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Hey, you go, like the Gators, Jimmy, Charlie, they go on the road and they beat Auburn and Alabama on the road. I mean, those are 2 awesome wins.
I know.
Yeah.
And they've had these little lapses where, they gave up a 67% shooting for the first 25 minutes in Athens. They only led in Columbia, South Carolina on the final score. I mean, so they had these lapses early, but no, they show you. And, when they went up against those teams, they might have the best roster in the country because they got some big guards who can score. They got really good bigs. They played Janai Broom straight up. That was a big deal. They didn't have to leave the shooters on the perimeter for the inside-outside game. That was really good. A guy like Condon doesn't look really physically imposing, but he is, man. He's a tough guy, and they got some other guys. And they had a couple of injuries over the course of the season to Condon and the other big guy that they've handled. The only thing is Golden. He's never won a tournament game, and I'm not, I just wonder about him a little bit in the postseason.
If they lose that game tomorrow, aren't they still a 1 seed?
That's what we said, Charlie.
Yeah,
just like we started this damn segment with Matt repeating. Matt giving the same business you gave me.
I asked it. Are they still a 1 seed? Yeah. Looking something up. Shoot me.
But hey, Matt, your neck of the woods, Colorado State's hot, huh?
Colorado State comes in the Mountain West tournament winning 7 in a row. They got the second best player in the conference, one of the best coaches in the conference, Nico Medved. And they got a pretty good draw in this tournament as well with New Mexico, San Diego State being in the top half. And I think there's, that's what you're looking at too. A lot of these bets, and that's why I took Clemson at plus 700. You assume Duke is going to get to the championship game. But if Clemson can get there at plus 700, you're still in a pretty good position. In terms of monetizing your ticket, when you get to the ACC championship game of plus 700 on Clemson, you can do something with that. That's why I expect Colorado State to get to the Mountain West title game. And you got plus 450, and who knows what you want to do at that point. But Rams have looked pretty good. I don't think the Mountain West is going to get more than 3 teams in. It really doesn't deserve more than 3 teams. I don't think the conference has been that great this season. The teams are not that great. I will probably look to fade some of these teams when they get to the tournament next week, but that's what you're looking at. I think when these conference tournaments, what you're looking to bet is teams that did not win the regular season title. Florida, Purdue kind of fit Texas Tech, UConn. They fit that description. You're also looking for teams that are really hungry. They're sitting on the bubble and trying to play their way into the big tournament next week. Colorado State's one of those teams. In the Big West, UC San Diego's got to win to get in because 28-4 team out of the Big West. If you lose in your conference tournament, you're still not going to get in. I don't think UC San Diego's getting in. Number 39 at Ken Palm. So they're going to be highly motivated to show up and beat UC Irvine, a team they just beat by 17 points on the road a few weeks ago. So that's why I'm looking at. Yeah, you have to bet teams with motivation, and you have to get a price that sets you up when these teams get to the conference championship game too.
Real quick, one more out where you are. I like teams who kind of escape the first game, play really poorly. It didn't come down to the very end, but UNLV did. I mean, that was terrible for most of the game against Air Force. They have been showing some signs of a little life late in the season. Of course, at home, I'm considering playing them. Would you play them later today?
No, I don't think so. And here's the problem: UNLV, if you don't follow UNLV very closely, they're down to basically like 6 players because Rich Wayne, who's their 3-point shooting specialist, had 26 points in a win against San Diego State about 10 days ago. He had 6 of 9 threes in that game. He went out with a blown knee in the New Mexico game, the final regular season game. De'Don Thomas, a point guard's out. They really have no point guard. They've only got 6 players. That's why I think UNLV's ceiling is going to be kind of low in this tournament. I'd be cautious about that one.
All right, Matt, as far as conduct by coaches or decisions, the worst thing that I've ever seen a coach do was coaches a player to miss the free throw with 2 seconds to go up 3. Geez. So that's about as bad as hey, I hit a middle on the bank shot going in, the bank free throw. So
they were laughing for you.
Somebody's living. I was like, my jaw dropped. I said, I don't know if to cheer or I'm just stunned that he tried to miss it with 2 seconds to go up 3. That was crazy, unbelievable.
Well, I saw Jeff Goodman tweet yesterday, and Goodman's from the field of 68, former ESPN guy, and he tweeted, "I called a high major respected coach yesterday and asked him about Calipari's strategy, and he said, quote, it makes no sense." I said, okay, you don't need to call a coach to get a quote about that. You can ask a kindergartner kid who understands math. Okay, that's all you need. That's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen what John Calipari said yesterday. I mean, this guy's losing.
Unbelievable. Matt, good luck to you today. We'll talk to you during March Madness next week.
Okay, you bet. Thanks.
All right, don't forget our friends at United Community Bank with locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow, including their newest branch at Burbank and Bluebonnet. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 50 years. A great team of bankers over at United Community Bank. Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, David Henry, and Prentice Wilkes. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Walk-On's week continues live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The Thibodaux store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodaux. Right now, focusing on getting in the spring and getting your yard going, getting your flower beds and things like that going. Tons of turf builder and potting soil. Lots of specials on the website right now for garden hoses, for lawn tools, garden tools. All of them, some of these discounts up to 40 and 50% if you shop on the website. A lot of these items are also available for delivery. You're shopping for a grill, shop now at ThibodauxStore.com. You can get multiple different
Egg
brands.
update.
And including the green egg cooker, big green egg cooker.
Egg update.
How'd you do?
I did the wings over the weekend.
Yeah.
I did burgers last night. Yes.
Big green egg cookers are available.
Yes,
at the Thibodaux store.
Yes. You indirect heat with the wings. You direct heat with the burgers. The egg has been just been poorly misrepresented over the years. It is so easy. It is foolproof, Charlie.
Cajun cooking, specialty cookware shipped right to your door. Check it out at ThibodauxStore.com. And if you're going down fishing, stop at on the coast. Stop at the Thibodaux store for a huge supply of fishing gear. 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodaux, the Thibodaux store.
This is Ben McDonald for First South Farm Credit. If you're looking to buy or refinance land, you need to make First South your first call. First South's been financing rural land for over 100 years, so they have the experience you expect from a land lender. And with flexible terms for up to 30 years and competitive rates, they can build a loan package that's right for you. Whether it's 20 acres in St. Francisville or 120 acres in Mississippi, make First South your first call when financing land. Visit firstsouthland.com.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
This is for you, your family, and friends. A special Ruffino's cooking experience. Mangia, a culinary tour of Italy at Ruffino's Baton Rouge. On Tuesday, April 8th from 6 to 9 p.m., you can have a front row seat to a Ruffino's 5-course meal, paired wines, and an experience to remember. Seating for this amazing event is limited, so book your spot now for Mangia at ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
The madness is about to begin. Are you ready for the VEX European Bracket Challenge? Head over to LouisianaSports.net and register now for your shot at $1,000 in cold, hard cash. Register now, then start getting your picks in on Selection Sunday to prove you're the ultimate bracket master. The most accurate picks take home the grand prize. So dribble on over to LouisianaSports.net and register now for the VEX European Bracket Challenge. Your chance to win $1,000 is just a dunk away. Powered by 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Have you been arrested? or even issued a traffic ticket. Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today, and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
Feeling off your game? Low T might be the culprit. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has your back. Revitalize your energy and your mood. Let Goodwood help you get back to peak performance. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Jake and James, the Trash Rangers. Do you need one more reason to switch your residential trash pickup? How about $13.95 a month for the first few months? Go to trashrangers.com and make the switch today.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from the original Walk-Ons on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Today's show brought to you by my friends over at Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, you need a plan. It doesn't matter what portion of your life you're in, what age you are, or what your financial situation is. Coastal Capital Advisors will take all of that into consideration, tailor-make a plan for your family's needs as you head into retirement. Your financial situation is the most important thing. Bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build that lifetime relationship, and I can tell you for sure because that's what they've done for me. Contact Philip Fontenot and his staff, 337-981-1376. Online, more information available at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, member FINRA SIPC. Okay, Duke with a 6-point lead. Now with 7 minutes to go in the second half. Cooper Flagg obviously sitting on the bench, but he is out there. He's dressed, but he's
no
he's
boot, no crutches, no wheelchair,
Yeah.
but in sweats, just sitting on the bench and looks pretty comfortable there right now. 41-38 Duke. Duke did stretch it out to his man 43-38 as we speak right now, as much as an 8-point lead. After being down at half.
Ole Miss got the first 7 points of the game against Arkansas. That one is tightened up a little bit. Now 24-17 now after that bucket. So, yes, it hasn't tightened up a little bit. Still 7-point lead halfway through the first half. We expected a good game at the Big 12 championship between Iowa State and BYU. We're getting that. A lot of offense, 53-49 Cyclones at the half. Oregon leading Indiana 45-40. That's about 6 minutes into the second half. Indiana squarely on the bubble. They need this game. They are down 5. And St. John's, no problems with Butler. A 21-point lead 7 minutes into the second half there. So it looks like the Johnnies will advance. That's what's going on right now.
Some more details on the games. Also in the Atlantic 10:30 tip earlier today. Duquesne catching 2.5, winning the whole game, but St. Bonaventure is going to win. It looks like they cover if they get one of these 2 free throws. 64-59 with just 6 seconds to go in the A10. You mentioned Indiana and Oregon, 47-40 now. Oregon over Indiana. The Arkansas Ole Miss. Arkansas opened up as much as a 9-point lead. Ole Miss opened up as much as a 9-point lead. Arkansas took a lead at 2, and now it's Ole Miss out in front again by 8, 25-17. Wichita State at half in action, 38-28 over South Florida. The BYU Iowa State game, both teams have had double-digit leads throughout the first half. Some of these games can slow down in conference tournament play. Not the case in that one. They have 102 points at the half.
BYU shooting 50% from the floor and 48% from three-point range. That sounds good, right?
Yeah.
Iowa State shooting 61% from the floor and 59% from three-point range.
They are hitting everything. Duke. BYU likes to play with a little bit more pace. Iowa State is obliging. Keep in mind, Iowa State brings a ton of people. When they beat Houston last year in the final, it was a quasi-home game, and they got them today in Kansas City also. Tons of Iowa State fans at the game today.
All right, Jimmy, you're the in-game specialist. So these teams shooting 61 and 50% from the floor. That can't keep up. Is there an in-game total to go under here?
I don't like the
I know you
totals
don't.
in basketball, so I'm the poor. I would look.
Max, you're sitting over there. You're the
Charlie. That's more from a one team can't do it, and they have a bigger lead. I would say the only thing is Iowa State. It's a little bit more uncharacteristic. Maybe that BYU's a further consideration second half, but no, I'm not there.
Totals up to 181.5 on the live
What
line.
did it start?
I don't remember what it was to start, but that means they would have to score 79 points in the second.
to a 25-point adjustment right now.
And if you tell me that there's nothing to play there, I'm fine. I'm just asking.
I'm not playing. No.
I would lean under.
Huh?
I would lean under.
It was 79 points in the second half is what you need for it to go over.
Shot the lights out.
They couldn't miss. Neither team. They missed one free throw out of 11.
Are both teams in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
How much today? Are they willing to just go up and down at this pace too?
Yes.
Yeah.
BYU likes it. BYU always they like to really push it. Very similar approach to Kentucky. Kentucky is a pace team this year, and they're a volume shooting team.
Pace is one thing. Shooting 59% from three is another. You can go as fast as you want. I don't think they can keep that up.
Have you watched this game?
It's been fast.
Okay.
They can
okay. I
understand.
I understand. Have you watched it? This is the fastest I've ever seen. No hyperbole, little man. Okay. This is the fastest I've ever seen Iowa State play.
They could shoot. They could regress 20% and still go over the total from what they shot in the first half.
They are just. It's just Iowa State. What they're in. They're comfortably.
I'm not playing it. I thought I'd ask a question.
My point is, normally, if this is an NCAA tournament game, I cannot see Iowa State being a willing partner playing BYU's pace.
Okay.
Because they will half court grind you if they have to. And that's my point, that why, yes, it should not sustain, but the pace I think will sustain. And that is half the battle when you're trying to handicap totals.
So a no on the end game under from
Max
Jimmy.
is going for both hands in.
One hand.
One hand.
He said a little bit. Don't put words in his mouth now. Let's give him a break.
Yeah,
he said a little lean.
5-star triple play banger on the under. No.
All of that for me is to sit out. You two have argued about this enough in the last 2 minutes. I'm laying off. Forget it.
We got to go to break. Don't forget our friends over at Total Maintenance. Total Maintenance. We talked great weather right now. No doubt about it. And it's not quite as sunny as it was yesterday, but this is the time to take advantage of that one-time AC check. Going to lower your monthly bills, going to extend the lifetime of your unit. We're going to identify if there's a part that's about to break, and it's only $79. So, again, normally $179, just $79. Tell them, just mention Max's super Big 12 under the second half of that, and you're going to get $100 off.
Boom.
Is that too much to ask?
No, not at all.
Okay. Mention Max, and you get $100 off. Normally $179, $79. They know if you call Total Maintenance, 480-1000. 480-1000. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest air conditioner and heating companies here in the area. Total Maintenance, 480-1000.
Walk-Ons Week, live at Walk-Ons, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Hi, this is Ashley McDaniel with Landmark Bank. At Landmark Bank, we offer competitive CD rates, business and personal accounts, loans, mobile banking, and more. But what sets us apart is our personal touch and passion for our community. We believe that the future of our bank depends on the success and satisfaction of our customers. Come see a friendly face and someone who knows you and your business and wants to help you accomplish your goals. We're now open in Brewley and would love to talk to you. Give us a call at 225-250-5411 or stop in and see us. LandmarkBankLA.com.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
For service you can feel, you Capital City Comfort.
Spring is here, and the experts at Capital City Comfort want to guarantee your comfort with a new energy-efficient Rheem HVAC system. This spring, take advantage of special financing and expert installation on all new units.
For service you can feel, you gotta call Capital City Comfort.
Visit capitalcitycomfort-br.com.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, big cheesy Lou, and those Louis Original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
Are you ready for some football? Join us this spring in reading the 2025 One Book, One Community selection, Season of Life by Jeffrey Marks. The 19th annual One Book, One Community initiative will highlight Marks' book and other sports-related programs for all ages. It will begin with a free tailgate kickoff for the whole family at the main library at Goodwood on Friday, March 14th from 5 to 8 p.m. Live entertainment, free food, children's activities, community organizations, and more. For more information, visit ebrpl.com.
Markdown Madness is on at Supreme Chevrolet in Gonzales. Right now, you can expect more supreme savings on our entire inventory. Shop one of the area's best selections of new Supreme Chevy Silverados, Tahoes, Traverse, and more. All marked down, so you will save. Visit us today or shop 24/7 at SupremeChevy.com. Together, let's drive to Supreme Chevrolet in Gonzales.
This is Charles Haniger for Total Maintenance. Now is the time to get your AC cleaned and checked before those sweltering temperatures arrive. Ensure your unit is performing at max efficiency, lower your monthly bills, and prolong the life of your central air conditioner. Right now, mention my name or Jimmy Ott and get $100 off that service. Down from $179 to $79. Call Total Maintenance for generators, electricity, and plumbing issues. In Baton Rouge, 480-1000, and in New Orleans, call 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state and beyond.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from the original Walk-Ons on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Walk-Ons week continues here on the patio at the original Walk-Ons Burbank at Nicholson.
How about the new menu items?
We just tried the pepper jack boudin balls. Wow, man.
I got to give the kid from Brewley's opinion on the boudin balls. So that's kind of his neck of the woods. He's more of a connoisseur, huh?
This might be the 5-star big banger play of the day. Lock of the day. Boudin balls.
Man,
pepper jack.
Good.
Very
You
good.
taste that pepper jack.
There you go, Max. Let's get out to Las Vegas. Kenny White joins us right now. Kenny, big day in college hoops today.
Yes, it is. Crazy day. Very busy. I'm more interested in the boudin balls.
Kenny, you ever get down here, we are going to feed you, brother. Don't you worry about that. That's one thing we can do. Who you on today, Kenny?
Quite a few. You know me. I'm all over the board. Couple games. Let me see what hasn't started yet. Northwestern tonight.
Okay. Well, they look good last
Wisconsin.
night. Look good last night.
It's amazing what Chris Collins has done. I mean, he lost 2 players 10 games ago, 2 really good players.
Yes.
And, they haven't missed a beat. So, that's figured in the line, little home revenge. And, I think Wisconsin has had a great year, but I think they've kind of overachieved. And I think they're being for a tough battle today. Also, like Iowa, I think they've, kind of righted the ship here. And we know they can score, but they showed some defense yesterday. And I think Illinois has just been so inconsistent of a basketball team.
Yeah, Iowa's showing some life. I love betting teams, bad teams with really bad overall resumes or seasons that are getting hot. I wouldn't say it's hot, but they're showing signs. Keep in mind the first half against Michigan State as well a couple of Friday nights ago. But, Lincoln's been a tough place for teams to go in and win, and they pounded them on it and pretty much led the entire time here against Ohio State last night. So showing some signs where, sometimes you get one of these teams that just don't want to go home just yet, that aren't going to make the tournament, no chance, and that have a little life and a little run here. Iowa may be that team.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the thing, that they don't want to quit playing. So you got your backs to the wall, and can you play your best basketball at those times? Another game I like today is Colorado getting 17 against Houston. This is a well-coached basketball team. Cadball's a good coach. Lost a lot of players from that great team he had last year, but this game's going to be a low-scoring game. The total of 126, I think it should be more about 122. So points at a premium, that many points, good head coach, another team with their back to the wall. I think they can hang around in this game against Houston.
I tell you what Colorado's doing too. They're making shots right now. I mean, they are shooting the ball pretty good. I mean, they flipped that game around quickly yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, they finished the season very well for how it started and how it went actually most of the year. This is the best basketball they've played all year. So in a low-scoring game, I just think that's too many points. A couple of totals that I like, Boise State and San Diego State, and Mountain West Conference action today. I got that under. And UNLV, Utah State, I bet that one under. UNLV has been playing great defense. They're not going to let Utah State run in this game, and they'll slow them down a little bit. And UNLV's missing their top two scorers, so that really hurts them. The other three starters are all just defensive guys, so that's the way they got to play basketball right now. Defense, low scoring, slow it down, and make this a tough battle.
Yeah, UNLV playing with a six-player rotation too. They're not looking to run at all.
No. Good point.
Was that part of their struggle yesterday against Air Force, where they're big favorites, I believe double-digit favorites, and was like the first 30 minutes looked terrible, looked out of.
Yeah, Deidon Thomas is a great player, and you'll see maybe more of him next year because I think he's going to end up on an SEC team. He's already talking about transfer portal and nil, and he's going to get a lot of money from somebody. So I think it'll be the SEC that grabs him. And then Julian Rishwan, the best three-point shooter on the UNLV team, he was banged up the last game, and now he is out for a while. So you lose your best two offensive players, it's going to be a struggle. You're trying to find an identity. And as I said, they got three really good defensive players. Jeremiah Cherry, their center, is a hell of a rim protector. And then Henley and Hill out on the wings are great one-on-one defenders. And they do just a great job. A lot of steals, a lot of blocks from those guys as well. So that's their strength right now. They're going to change their identity. And like you said, it is only a six-man rotation. I think they run more clock in this game to try to shorten the game and hang around.
There you go. All right, talking to Kenny White Sports, and each and every Thursday on the show. Anything outside of college basketball you're dealing with? The women taking a break till they get started for real next week.
Yeah, there's a bunch of games up today, but women's, it's amazing. The books, as many games as they posted in the regular season for women's college basketball, since this tournament has started, they've shied away. And it's kind of since college baseball started. I'm able to get more money down on college baseball games than I am on the women's college basketball. So I'm hoping next week when the tournament starts, more books start putting up this women's stuff because it's been very, very good so far for me.
I got to ask you, because we have run across a little bit of a wide variance of how the college baseball totals are being scored or voided in mercy rule type of games. When it goes over the total before the stoppage of the game, mostly pay some.
Like Sam Houston over yesterday.
Louisville 2 days ago was the one we were looking at.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, there's multiple examples of it.
I've never heard of a shortened game where it was still under. I mean, it was still under the total. Well, you shorten the game, so I mean, in MLB, that's a void 100% of the time. Some books are, marketed as a loss, as an under the final score. Max, you want to contribute on this?
Yeah, it just depends on the house rules everywhere. I think majority would refund it, but some of them have not. They say as long as it goes 6.5 or 7 innings.
But you've checked the house rules, and there's a wide variance. It's so
there is variance there, yes.
But there's no variance when it comes to if the game is not over the total yet in MLB, and they call it after 7 or 6, that is a void 100% of the time. I'm wondering why with college baseball. Kenny, any thoughts?
When I first started betting this 4 years ago, every time there was a 10-run game, they suspended betting. It was a push. Everybody got their money back every time on the total because they were going by basically Major League Baseball rules,
right?
That the total has to go 8.5 innings. Beside 5 innings, it's official, but the total had to go 8.5. So they were using the MLB rules for college baseball. They started seeing they were refunding so many bets that they said, you know what, forget it. It doesn't matter. It's tough luck if it goes 7 innings and you have it over and you don't get to get 2 more innings to hit it. That's it. We're grading it as is. However, suspended games for weather is a different story that they are now, treating that kind of like Major League Baseball. What I don't get, though, is the 10-run rule is like optional. Some games you're up 12 and they keep playing. Some other games, 11-1 after 7 ball game. I just don't I haven't looked it up to see what the rules are, but it's
let me save
pretty
you.
Much, I think the schools dictate that.
Let me save you some time, Kenny, on the non-conference games because I worked in the industry for 15 years. The coaches meet before the game and they decide. And it could be something as simple as we need to get some pitchers some work. We're going the whole way. Or we want to save some guys for conference play. We're going to play 10-run rule so we can save some guys. Don't try to figure out a rhyme or reason to those non-conference totals because they decided literally that day.
I will say the DraftKings Sportsbooks over at the Queen, if it gets over the total in the 7 innings, let's say you have the over and it's already decided, it will still pay out.
Yeah,
so it doesn't have to go 9 innings if the result's already been decided.
Queen's the place to play your overs if you're betting college baseball totals. Charlie, and talk Kenny about, because the biggest thing in handicapping, you're trying to identify starting pitchers and how many coaches, what is the percentage, the breakdown of coaches? Hey, this is my weekend rotation. It's set. And how many coaches want to keep that private, withhold that until they exchange lineups, 45 minutes before game time?
Yeah, in the Southeastern Conference especially, they've cracked down on give us as much information on starting pitchers as you can. So I'd say about two-thirds to maybe 70% of the weekend matchups are coming out when they put their press releases out the day before the series starts. A lot of still Sunday TBAs, and that's fair, but it had gotten to the point where they weren't putting out anything but an ace, and the league cracked down on that.
Were some coaches complaining about flopping the rotation? Because I'm going against Skeens. Well, we're just going to throw a midweek starter here and kind of concede that one and save our 1 and 2 for Saturday, Sunday.
Well, not publicly, but privately, of course. They want
that's where the betting scandal was when there was a big bet on Skeens against Alabama because Bama had lost their 1 and 2 starters earlier in the year. So instead of using their number 3 against Skeens, they threw off and used their number 4. They used their 3 guy against your 2 guy. And that was a smart move, but spreading that information wasn't a smart move. It cost the Alabama head coach's job.
Charlie, so that's 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And the pitcher that was scratched from that, the Alabama pitcher that was scratched for that, where did he pitch last year?
He pitched here
at LSU.
He was pretty much Luke Holman was pretty much the ace here. They had scratched him out of that thing. I'll give you another piece of advice. Don't go into ballpark sports books and try to lay 6-figure bets. You may attract some attention.
Yes. You have a hard time getting that down on a college basketball game today,
Right.
let alone a college baseball game. Oh my God. Yeah, that was not a very smart move. That's for
Kenny,
sure.
you're the best, man. We appreciate it. We're going to talk to you
Thanks,
right
guys.
in the middle of the action next week, the first round of March Madness. Thanks, Kenny.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I'll be ready, guys. Have a great day. Have a good
Live
weekend.
live at lunch. Walk-ons week. Wrap it up. Wednesday, Thursday, Monday. We got action, baby. SEC, ACC, Cooper Flag still on the bench. We'll give you a complete
Will
score.
not return. Will not return.
Oh, they
Yeah.
officially announced it. Will not return. So 58-50 with about 5 minutes to go in that. 60-50 with about 5 minutes to go in that one. Live at lunch. Live at Walk-ons 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games.
Whenever you're ready, Jordan.
It's rolling.
This is Charles Handgriff. Join us for the Friday edition of Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road. Bruce Marshall will be with us along with Troy Macker and Chris Massero as we continue through championship week. Also, the beginning of SEC baseball, Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. from Ruffino's on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Looking for your next adventure without the commitment? Check out our rentals at All Star Toyota. When you rent, not only will you get 7 days for the price of 6, you can try before you buy. Rent any of our new vehicles, sedans, trucks, SUVs, and try out your choice. And the best part, if you love it, you can buy it. Try before you buy at All Star Toyota on Airline at Goodwood.
Majestic Metals is located in Sorrento with over 60 years experience in the pre-engineered metal building industry. Majestic Metals is the leading metal roofing manufacturer with high-quality products, superior customer service, and a fast turnaround. We offer both commercial and residential roofing, including a standing seam panel in a variety of colors with a 40-year paint warranty. A metal roof can add value to your home and is energy efficient. Call Majestic Metals at 225-675-3800 and talk to our knowledgeable sales staff for all your commercial and residential needs. Visit us on the web at majesticmetalsinc.com.
Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. All tournament long, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with the promo code RADIO100 to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700 in partnership with LeBares Lake Charles. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Sex trafficking is in your own backyard. The worst corridors from New Orleans to Houston. Victims are forced and coerced into trafficking, and their families are often involved. Metanoia Manor is a safe house for girls of sex trafficking. It helps them heal physically, mentally, spiritually, and provides education and life skills. Metanoia Manor is supported by donations, and we need your help. To donate, go to helpprotectthesegirls.com.
The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Gross Ted, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to the Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Gross Ted exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
Hey, it's Hunt Palmer. I'm here to tell you about my friend Jonathan Carbo and the Highland Insurance Group based right here in Baton Rouge. At the Highland Insurance Group, they pride themselves on technical expertise when it comes to commercial insurance. If you're a business owner who isn't familiar with the details of your current insurance program, you're not alone, but now is the time to fix it, not after the hurricane or the car accident. Call the Highland Insurance Group today to set up a free audit of your policies and let their experts place your program with one of the dozens of carriers they're contracted with. Or find them online at the Highland Insurance Group, highlandig.com.
At Custom Colors Body and Paint, we're excited to have Will Rapp and Ian McKnight on our team. They're continuing the tradition of exceptional service that Billy Rapp and Pete McKnight began back in 1987. Custom Colors, located in the Industrial Plex off Segan.
Jake and James of Trash Rangers. How does $13.95 a month for residential trash pickup sound to you? Go to trashrangers.com for all the info and make the switch today. That's trashrangers.com.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from the original Walk-Ons on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Duke up 10, St. John's up 21. Both of those games inside the 4-minute timeout. Indiana trying to keep their season going. They're down 7 with 3 minutes to go. They're a bubble team. So Oregon, BYU, and Iowa State continuing to put the ball in the bucket. 68-61 Cyclones early in the second half. And Arkansas closes the first half on a 7-0 run to cut a 15-point lead to 8, 42-34 Rebels at the half.
It's Max's super doubles team. Second half total is
not looking great.
It's up to 187.5. So 182 and you got a 183 and a half.
Yeah.
But
they hadn't slowed down and they're still making shots. It's 70-61, so 13 minutes to go.
Oh, they ain't making some. They missed back. BYU just missed back to back.
Boom. There's another.
So on cue, 72-64. So walk-ons week. It's been fun. Thanks to Dustin, the great staff, Nando, Brandon, all the great staff, Ryder across the river. And next week we'll be at Beau Rivage this time, Charlie. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for March Madness for the third year in a row. Back at Beau Rivage in Biloxi.
Live here from Walk-Ons. Thanks, everybody, for participating. For Max, for Jordan back in the studio, for Jimmy out, I'm Charles Henry saying thank you and good afternoon. Stay tuned for the Hunt Palmer Show on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.